Welcome back everybody, Kai Swansea here with the first episode of Football Manager 2017. Oh, am I excited. I'm sorry, the Nuremberg save will not be finished. It'll be on a cliffhanger. Did I beat Real Madrid or not? Well, I didn't get that far, I never played it. But FM17 is now out. It's just been released about half an hour ago. I'm playing it, I'm so excited. I've already created myself and joined Swansea, but that's all I've done. I'll show you myself, my profile, here we go. So that's my face. I don't know, I clicked random and I got that. I've decided to be born in Swansea, made myself 20 years old, so I'm nice and young. I gave myself Continental Pro, so the best coaching license, but I gave myself the worst reputation to balance it out, and these are my attributes that I chose for myself. So yeah, it's a fairly even balance, sort of clearly chosen not to concentrate on goalkeepers, defending or fitness. Yeah, and I've given myself no adaptability because this will be a Swansea save. I can speak English and Welsh fluent. I'm a Swansea supporter. Yeah, here you see Sunday League footballer. And yeah, you've just seen me. It's literally just loaded the game, and it already says it's Swan's first job management, and it's highly likely that Swansea fans will be upset that a completely improved manager has been placed in charge. So, not a good start. Let's actually have a look at social feed. Who on earth Kai Swans is? We're delighted to announce the appointment. Oh, that's good. Thanks, Swansea. Who on earth is Kai Swans? Can't say. So, the fans seem a bit like they don't know me. Bob Bradley, I did just replace him. Let's have a quick look at him. Obviously, as a Swansea fan, I want to see what Football Manager 2017 thinks about him, and they've got a good opinion, fair to say. Like, he seems really good with the youth. Like, he knows a good young player when he sees one. Good at motivating, decent amount of tactical knowledge, can adapt. Not the best at coaching, like attacking, defending, anything, but yeah, on the mental and technical side of the game, seems really decent. But yeah, it's it's Football Manager 17. I have to play possession football, unfortunately. Maybe it works in this version of the game, but in the last version of the game, it just did not work. So yeah, Alan Curtis is my assistant. Let's have a quick look at him. He's got good judging playability, but unfortunately his tactical knowledge is rubbish, which is sort of something I look out for in my assistant manager. But maybe there'll be another member of the backroom staff who I can trust for some tactical information. David Adams, my youth development, again, he might get improved in a few years. His judging player potential is just not good enough. Apart from that, he looks good. Transfer update, there's a lot of players out on loan, obviously the likes of, where is he, Bafton B. Gomez. In FM, he's always amazing, despite in real life being a bit not that good. Other players, Kenji Gori could be good in the future. Quick look at him. He looks semi-decent. Tavernow could get a bit of money in for him at the end of the year, 10 million he's worth. Other worthwhile names, Matt Grimes, I kind of like him. Doesn't look that much better in this version of the game though, unfortunately. Carl Bartley, he looks very similar to before. Unfortunately, that's not quite good enough for what I'm looking for. Responsibilities at Swansea, I'll handle opposition, I'll change that to somebody else. Where do I find that then? You're watching this all live now. Actually, I'm not going to do it all live. I'm going to go through, here's the squad, I'll show you the squad right as we start. I'll do it in terms of reports just to see what my assistant thinks is my best player. So clearly Kesey, Sigurdsson and Llorente actually gets the top three. I'm surprised Llorente's there. A target man, clearly not the fastest but strong, good anticipation, heading is amazing, hard working, good decision making. He's got quite a few good striker, 14 composure, 14 off the ball, 14 finishing. They're the key attributes. So yeah, let's just quickly here finishing. Yeah, he's a good striker all round apart from his speed. That's good. Sigurdsson, clearly Sigurdsson, one of the best players in the Prem. I'm gloating here, but he looks good. He looks very good. Shadow striker to reflect the amount of goals he's been scoring. Just have a quick look. He's not very good at heading, but yeah, just look at him. Fans love him. He's amazing. And Kesey, surprised Kesey's got such a high rating. He's not been that good for a couple of years now, and you see his attributes don't really reflect his rating. But yeah, enjoys big matches. Yeah, we'll see with him. Other key players, Borja Baston, obviously the record signing, young Spanish player, is going to be amazing in the future. Pleased to have him, not the fastest, but again, he has some, look, 16 off the ball, 15 composure, 16 finishing, key stats he's good at. Routledge, I'm amazed Routledge is this rated, and you can see from his attributes, they don't match the rating, so I'm going to have to go through this. The rating, the stars seem to be a bit all over the place. They're not quite reflective of the actual ability. Cork looks really good in this version. Fabianski's obviously amazing. Yeah, he's pretty good. Barrow's really good in this version, although it's just speed, flair, and dribbling. That's basically all Barrow is. Montero's same again. It'll be dribbling and pace. Very one-dimensional players. Jordi Amat's quite good, although his attributes aren't the best, but maybe he can improve a bit, get somewhere. Neil Taylor. I'm just quickly skipping through the players for you. It might have been easier if I'd done that, but yeah. Neil Taylor. After Neil Taylor, Fernandez. Yeah, he looks defensive centre back. Ooh, that's a different. What's different between defensive centre back and central defender? Oh, that's limited defender. It's defensive centre back. Oh, that's cool. They've changed the name of that. I didn't notice that until now. Nathan Dyer. Quick look at him. Yeah, it's similar to Barrow and everybody else. He's just a fast dribbler. Britain, obviously amazing. Still got a decent amount of physical, which is good. Look at those mentals, though. He's going to be key for us. Let's have a look. Is there a new position there? No, they all look the same. Leroy Fer, obviously box-to-box midfielder, a roaming playmaker even. I'd have thought he was more of a box-to-box midfielder. He doesn't have a concentration, determination, decisions, so I see, and all the work rate for box-to-box. Kingsley, he's going to be amazing in the future, and you can see his attributes are good in the game. He's probably going to actually compare him with Neil Taylor. He looks a bit better. Which one's which? Let's do attributes. Yeah, Kingsley's got, apart from physically and mentally, it's going to be a tough battle between the two of them. And yeah, let's have a look at positions. It's going to be tough to decide who gets to play first. Mike van der Horn, clearly one a bit more for the future, not the fastest. Hopefully he can get into something. Might need centre-backs look like a position I'm going to have to strengthen. Alfie Mason, I'm excited for this guy. And yeah, he looks pretty good. I'm quite excited about him. He's mentally pretty decent for such a young player. Last few here, Rangel, declining obviously 9 pace. Not quite with it anymore. Norton, I mean, he looks alright. Like, he looks far better than 2.5 star that he's been given as a rating. Jay Fulton, young, when he's not that young anymore. Bit of a backup option, and Daniel James is actually been put in the first team, the winger. Not the best, but he's still very young. Quick look at the under 23s. Obviously, I'm going to have to trust Joe Rodon. Everybody knows him, centre back. Well, they don't know. I know about him, and so do many Swansea fans. He looks pretty decent. His determination's low, though, unfortunately. And Aaron Lewis, the fullback, looks pretty decent. Actually, look at that determination. Some good attributes on him. He could be something. Oliver McBurney was good in pre-season. His heading should be maybe be a bit higher, but yeah, he looks decent. The rest of them aren't really that amazing in my opinion. And quick look at the under 18s. Anybody? Jordan Elliott looks like he could be something in the future, but I don't hold my hopes up too high. Quick look at the team has told me I need a new centre back and a right back, centre back, right back. Apart from that, I'm looking all right actually. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the pre-season, go through the friendlies, not going to show you any of them, and to the Middlesbrough game, where I'll show you my tactics, my transfers, and anything else I've done. We're back again. It's the first game of the season against Middlesbrough, and I've done 3 big significant transfers for, well, no, 2 significant transfers. First off, I'll show you the insignificant one. I brought in this guy, Leonardo Di Silva. Looks pretty decent potential wise. He's only 17, not the fastest, but look, he's all round. He looks good at a bit of everything. There's no real weakness in him, and I got him for 250k, I think it was. Yeah, so absolutely dirt cheap. A bit of youth to put in the youth team, and I think that'd be a good transfer. But the 2 big ones, and as you can see, they could potentially be expensive, but you know the names. Michael Keane, one of England's best young centre-backs in my opinion. He's got a bit of everything. He's fast, he's physically good, he's mentally decent, and like technically as a centre-back, and even as a playing centre-back, ball-playing defender, he's good at everything. In order to get him, I did make him a promise. Where is it here? Promises. Michael Keane, he'll be able to play as a centre-back, as a ball-playing centre-back for most games, so that is something I promised him in order to get him to get in the club. But he's so good, and 10 million up front with various add-ons, making it 18 million in total. He's not bad. And then a name you all recognise, Yuri Tielemans. Gylfi Sigurdsson was like on borderline upset at the lack of midfield options, so I brought this guy in. He can play everywhere along the midfield. Another playmaker, someone a bit more creative than what we've got at the moment, and at only 19 years old, he's still going to be amazing. Everybody knows who he is. He's expensive, yes, 15 million up front, 22 afterwards. I nearly bought Jan in Villa, but his wage was like 95,000, which was the most, and that was too much for my liking, so I got Tielemans instead. But Keane will be a starter, Tielemans will be on the bench, and this guy will be in the youth team, which he is already. Other news of note, actually I'm going to go through some features I found that I think are really cool. For starters, fitness test looks a lot nicer, it's easier to use, you can quickly tell who's ready and who's not. Other cool things, I see my competitions, I said I'd be mid-table, 5th round and 4th round, you can see that there. I've got no money left, I'm over budget, so that's a bit unfortunate. But some other cool features, I love the social feed. You can read, like, they'll complain about stuff here. Whenever somebody comes back from injury, it says like Swansea City claim he's back, and somebody says, "Oh, I hope it's not too bad," and somebody else said, "Always they're not convinced anything wrong," but they're quite cool. And people complaining when injuries happen, like it's quite cool to read, like, and seeing how, like, it's gonna get annoying after time because it looks like it's gonna be repetitive, but these things are sort of, it's what you do in real life football. You go on Twitter, you see the fans' opinions, you read about it. It's quite cool. So yeah, I really like that. Unfortunately, we have had a lot of injuries. I don't know if you noticed from that. Dyer's here. We've only got 4 injuries left, but they are to Montero, Taylor, Rangel, and Norton. So you can see our full back area is quite weak. Other cool things are the pre-match tactical advice. So here, he gives me a set of like things you change to like make more people attacking, or change the tactic, or change various parts of tactics. So yeah, it's quite cool. See what his opinion is. There's also that's a contract. These are also quite cool because you can just press a tick and like it does it. There's pre-match analysis. So this is analysis of their previous game, and like you can see that George Friend, their left back, was their weakest point in the game, so you could try and exploit that, and I have, by getting rid of exploit left flank, so I'm just exploiting the right flank. You see the tactic they played, you sort of see the players. Fisher obviously everyone knows who Fisher is, and like it's got a heat map from the last game. This stuff is pretty cool. It's like it's a quick run through of how their team went. Like you can see their assist came from deep and not from left wing or stuff like that. Yeah, and our left wing is where you score against them, and yeah, it's quite cool. You can like see, you can just, you get used to it. Obviously this game's unimportant because they played against Celtic, so it's not that bad. Then there's a scouting report where like compares some of the general features of the club. Once to watch, it gives you like the captain and the key player, and then like anybody they've got injured, so I can see like, oh, they're missing Gaston Ramirez, obviously probably an important player, and gives what the expected lineup is, although at the moment it's changing actually. It wasn't Downing earlier, it was some young guy. But it's quite cool. You can go through, you can read all that. I really like these post-match analysis. They're like given in a completely different way. You see the lineup you had. They give you the best player. They say like who made the most mistakes, who made the most key passes, where the most passes were done. So I can see Fer to Tielemans. So Fer was my midfielder, Tielemans was my attacking midfielder. So I can see where all the passes were done. It says who played best, who played worst. So yeah, I think it's really cool. These things, they're small changes, but they're nice. Like the way here, it gave me a list instead of like just giving me an option and choose a name. It like said who's the best at each. Like there's loads of cool new small changes. Data analysis. Oh yeah, I'll go through while I'm at transfer history. I'll also go through staff because there's been a fair few staff changes. I had almost no staff when I came in. Bob Bradley obviously went because I replaced him as manager. Tim Henderson is a terrible scout, so I got rid of him straight away. Where's he at now? Ipswich. And then Sam Huggins went to Leicester, so then I got replacements for them. I got loads of fitness coaches and physios for the youth team and sports scientist, yeah, stuff like that. I got a data analyst because we didn't have one apparently. I also got a whole load of coaches because our coaching setup was terrible, but now we're not that bad. If you look, we were like worst in everything, but now we're sort of kind of average, which is sort of what I'm expecting. If we look at training, coaches, I've got like this set up so that all of these are light or average, and then you can see lots of 3.5 or 4-star coaching setup, so that's quite good. We've got a good setup going now. Any other big changes? I've got my tactics sorted. So my first tactic, this will be a 4-2-3-1. Sometimes I'll play with 2 defensive mids, sometimes 2 central mids. I like move them up and down the pitch depending on who's playing. You can see for now Michael Keane's at right back due to my lack of right back options. I got Aaron Lewis in on the bench from the youth team. Amat and Fernandez will be the centre back pairing of Kingsley on the left as Taylor's injured, and Kingsley actually looks really good, so I'm liking the look of him. Cork's my defensive midfielder and Keeson Young is my playmaker. I've actually got Sigurdsson as a shadow striker so that Llorente can be a target man. So it'll almost be a 4-4-2 with Routledge cutting inside and Barrow offering width. Kingsley's going to be a full-back attack, so he's going to, in fact, I might even change him to a wing-back attack. So he's going to offer width on the left-hand side while Routledge cuts inside. And Michael Keane will stay back, obviously, because he's a centre-back at heart. But he wouldn't do better as a defensive full-back, so I'll keep it as it is. Here's the instructions. You can see real quick. I've got a retain possession. It's one of the things the board wants, so I'm going to try and do that, although it'll be hard. Other tactics got available to me is a 4-4-2 and a 4-3-3, but I've got to do this, and now I've got to sort out the team again. There you go. There we go. But yeah, that's the team. You've seen everything so far, I think. I can't think of anything else I really wanted to show you. So yeah, I've shown you the team. Let's get into the game against Middlesbrough, I guess. I haven't played any of the friendlies. I just sim them because, I don't know, friendlies, I just don't like them. So hopefully the fact we got 3 easy games to start the season off, we can take advantage of it. Playing Middlesbrough, here's a predicted lineup. This all looks pretty much the same as before. Let's one thing we could look at is the transfers for the league. Like, what were the big ones? We've done most of them. Yeah, we've done the 2 biggest one. Nacho has gone from Real Madrid, the centre back. The rest are not really that big names. Liverpool signed a couple right back and a young midfielder. Yeah, there's some cool names in there, but there hasn't been many transfers in this first window. It's quite cool the way you can see how much potentially the transfer will be. That's quite cool. But yeah, this is my team, and I'm going to go in game. Dyer is just fit enough to make it to the bench ahead of Daniel James. Obviously, Daniel James, Cullen, and Owen Jones, and also Tyler Reid. Actually, I'll put him back into the youth team. Have all come into the side to make up for the injuries that we've had. We had loads of injuries. You can see Montero's coming back. You can also see Boya Baston and Dyer have just come back, and some players in the first team. Key actually and Fernandez both put up a fuss about wanting to leave, and Fernandez I dealt with by saying I'll sell him if Liverpool bid 16 million, I think it was, and Key had a poodie, but then he suddenly decided he was fine and he didn't want to go to Monaco. So yeah, you can see he's still requested, but he's happy now, so that's all fine. But yeah, we're going to go into the first game. Proceed to match. Let's see how this is. I haven't played a game yet, so I don't know if I'm on 3D, 2D. You'll see me set that all up live, so that should be rather cool. See what it's like. We're going to see them walk out, aren't we? Because I don't think I turned that off. Liverpool played the first game against Man City and actually beat them. That's quite impressive. Let's see, so it did 2-1 at home against Man City. That's a good win for them. Been in charge for 6 weeks. He's been in charge for nearly 3 years. Negredo's their star man. Let's have a look at Negredo, actually. He looks quite good. Good technique, actually. I wasn't expecting such good technique from him, but heading, not the fastest, but very strong. Very similar to Llorente, actually. And we got Sigurdsson, obviously our key player. As I was saying, Grant Ledbetter and Kyle Norton will both be missed. Yeah, and it's my first game. I can't deny it'll be easy. Obviously don't want to start him, rush him in. So they've got Negredo up front with Downing just behind. A rather defensive setup. Alan Clayton and Mark DeRoon, the defensive mid, Forshawn, DePena, the wingers. I don't think this guy's that good. No, he isn't really. Hopefully we can take advantage. He's mediocre, but Bernardo Isla, Chambers, George Friend, who's actually pushed forward a bit, so maybe Barrow can use his pace. I might even put him on attack to get behind them. Brad Guzan in goal. Opposition instructions, I've left that in Steve Cooper's hands because I trust him. So yeah, I'm going to encourage the team. Passionate, I'm expecting you to win today. No, that didn't work. Passionate. Oh, that worked. That wasn't what I meant to click, actually. Oh, that seemed to work a bit. Some of these work. Sorry, my fan's very loud. I don't know if you can hear it. I also want to quickly go into player him, and I want to make him a winger attack. There you go. try and take advantage of that space. So here we see the lineups. I'm going to turn this off because I want to use this for finals and important games. Until then, there's the last bit of warm-up, and you can see the stadium, Middlesbrough Stadium. It's quite sweet, but yeah, here's the kick-off. Negredo back to Downing, Downing to Isla. We're going to watch this game in 3D actually, but I will change some things. For example, during highlights they're going to go a bit faster, between highlights much faster. Key for now, sorry. Direct, not direct, I like close. Sorry, I paused for a second then to let my fan quieten down, although it hasn't done so. I don't know why it's acting up so much, but yeah, I've changed all the settings here. Behind goal, low for the replay of goals. I've done it to key and close because I like close. But yeah, Sigurdsson as a shadow striker, back to key. See the playmaker, can he whip a ball in? Routledge cut inside with here Kingsley spreading the play a bit, and then that should mean Keane's a bit further back. But Routledge basically playing as another central attacking midfielder, and Kingsley's being the winger. Back into Kesey. I like the new way they've got the names and the things, although it's hard to read. Bauer shot from more range, but doesn't go in. I'm going to have to add these. What do I want? I want to match stats, but I want them small, like that. And actually I want to customize. I want to get rid of, where is it? Corners, don't really care. Red cards, I can tell where does one, don't really care. There you go. And don't really care about off target because I see on target. So yeah, that's a bit smaller, a bit nicer. And also I want to see my own team. So Swans team ratings. There you go. Put that in this corner here. Make it a bit smaller. There you go. Just do that. That's all I really want. Llorente has the ball. We seem to be dominating a bit here. Routledge, Sigurdsson. Might actually move. Oh, nice goal by Llorente then, and we're going to see the new camera angle that's been added behind goal low for Llorente's goal. It's a nice start already. Routledge playing as a central attacking midfielder, basically with his inside forward. Sigurdsson picks out Llorente beautifully, turns and strikes, and Brad Guzan should really be doing better, but it is Brad Guzan, so yeah. I wish I could get rid of, I don't know, a status might be worth it. Fabianski passes out from the back now. Llorente can get there, he's really good at heading. Unfortunately Gylfi should have, as a shadow striker, like pushed forward a bit, but he didn't quite. A problem with this is the fact that Routledge, because he is an inside forward, will stay forward a bit more than he should maybe, but we'll make up for it because we've got two defensive mids in Cork, who's laying off Negredo a lot though. My assistant manager, I did have here where I had closing down more, but they didn't like it much. They weren't very used to it, so I let them have, I got rid of it basically. Oh, they scored an absolute beauty, and that's the guy who I criticised before, Carl Spinner, saying he's average, and he's now scored an absolute stunner. Here we see it, Downing into box, cleared by Negredo, well, not cleared, passed back, Downing into the pin, shoots beautifully in the top scorer corner. Fabianski tried his best, but yeah, it's a nice goal, and well, it's not really working. As you see his stats instead of pro zone now, it's quite, oh, there, you can see the, what? Downing just scored a beautiful free kick. Did you see the vanishing spray though? That was quite cool. I haven't seen that yet. Obviously I haven't watched the game, but there's the vanishing spray. But Downing to score a beautiful free kick over the wall into top corner. That is stunning. Keepers seem a bit dodgy still. I thought keepers were meant to be improved, but yeah, after a beautiful opening goal, we're now 2-1 down, but we've got a chance now. Llorente with Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson's got options. Back to Llorente. Llorente out to Routledge probably. No, back to Kesey. Kesey as the playmaker has options. Routledge. I might have to push the defensive mid forward if we don't start doing well. Barrow, can he get past his man? Uses pace, he can. He cuts forward, shoots, but unfortunately it's well wide. I might put him back on support if he keeps shooting. If he shoots one or more or two more times, I might put him back on support. But yeah, you're watching the whole game here. I'm probably not going to even edit this, which means it may sound a bit rambly, but oh well, you're going to have to put up with it. But yeah, Kingsley's not having the best games, but I don't have many options. I'm at also, Keane's just got a yellow card, which isn't good. But yeah, no, I'm not. I'm going to say I expect a much better showing. Llorente's playing well. Gylfi isn't bad. And most of the team isn't bad. It's just these two, Kingsley and Amat. I'm going to change this. I am rambling. I apologise. I can hear it in my own voice. Box to box midfielder. And deep lying. Actually, no, he can be support. No, he can be defend, box to box and deep lying defend. There you go. Hopefully those two being pushed forward will help a bit. And yeah, I'll start the second half. Llorente passes it back to Gylfi. I like the whole one player passes it back instead of two taking kickoffs. It's quite cool. Cork's looking quite tired. Oh no, Middlesbrough have a chance here because it's on key. It's probably a goal. Depena shoots, but it's blocked down. Then back to Negredo shoots. That was terrible. That was terrible goalkeeping right there. Fabianski, that was embarrassing. We're going to watch this again, but it's the keepers. I thought they were meant to be improved, but the keepers look a lot worse in this version of the game, if anything. Negredo shoots through. Oh, Fabianski should have got more than a hand to that. That was weak. Yeah, it's weird. I thought keepers were going to be improved in this version, but it's not looking like it. Keane can't quite get there, and there's a ball through. Depena's got another chance. Can he whip it into Negredo? Shoots. It's a demolition. Oh, this is so bad. We're being absolutely demolished, and there's nothing I can do. I don't even have two full-backs on the bench, so I can't take both Keane and Kingsley off. Negredo had all the space in the world. Okay, one thing I'm going to change. Pause the game is... Ooh, that's weird. It's flashing. I'm going to drop slightly deeper. More direct. Screw keeping the ball. Not stay on feet. No. I'm no longer going to exploit that flank, and I'm going to stop looking for overlap. And stop. There you go. Play a bit more direct. There you go. Confirm changes. Hopefully that'll do something. But it's been dreadful so far. Fernandez passes it forward to Cork. Cork to Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson's got options. I want Routledge to come inside, but he has to collect the ball. Routledge to Sigurdsson, out wide to Kingsley. Can Kingsley deliver a good ball? Llorente, oh, it's over the crossbar. That's annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna make a substitution. I think actually first I'm gonna change that to attacking. Then I'm gonna make a substitution. So these guys, all of my defence have been terrible, but Aaron Lewis can come on. He likes playing as an inverted wing back. I don't think I agree with that. He can be a full-back support. What other options I got? Alfie Mason. I could put Alfie Mason on for there. Anybody else here? Barrow for Dyer. I think those are the three changes. Triple change. You get to stay on, but as a full-back attack. Dyer winger attack. Yeah, that's fine. And you're gonna go on attack. Actually, you're gonna go on attack. You're gonna go on support. There you go. Hopefully this changes something. A few changes, especially defensively. Keane and Amatu have both had bad games coming off. Kingsley gets to stay on just because I don't have replacements, and then Dyer can come on for Barrow, and hopefully we can get a goal so it doesn't look so embarrassing as 4-1 on opening day. This is bad, fair to say, but yeah. I'm gonna just have to get used to the game, I reckon. Get used to the tactics in it. I really should have played the friendlies, but I don't know. I just wanted to start the season, I'll be honest. Downing whips the ball in, cleared by Fernandez, only as far as Downing again to Debana. Shoots. Oh, Kingsley gets a clearance out. 5.8, he's having a bad game. I mean, so's Fernandez, to be honest. Our back four basically seemed to let us down this game. I thought keeper errors were a large part of it. And 4-1 looks like it'll end like that. Llorente did get a goal and Sigurdsson assist, but apart from that, it was a really bad performance by us. Went 1-0 up and then collapsed. Really bad, and that's frankly embarrassing, and I'm going to get slated off, so I will show you how I get slated off in the social media, because that'll be rather cool to see. Yeah, we're second bottom. Hull, the only team doing worse. Hull tried to get Kingsley offers on loan, but I said no. Southampton beating them 4-0. But let's have a quick look. Swansea disappointing collapse. Oh, I've got to scroll up now. Wait, let me go up. Llorente makes his debut, saying he did good and he scored. Yeah, 3 other players making their debut. Post-match, I'll do that in a second, and Cork reveals my fury. But let's have a look at the social media. What a debut! They're pleased with the debut. More to come. That's good. So they seem to enjoy their. Ah, look, this guy making fun of us, saying we're fans left early and missed their comeback. On their side, that is, and the Middlesbrough fans left early and missed a bunch of bottle jobs. Ooh, that guy isn't happy. Brendan Slawson isn't happy. Oh no, and Curtis Crisworth. There's a couple of upset players out there. But yeah, they seem pleased with Llorente's debut. And that's going to be it for this episode. Actually, next episode will be the transfer window, and I guess I'll do the game against Leicester as well, as they seem to. It'd be cool to play them. Yeah, I think the transfer window and the game against Leicester will be next episode, so as in the transfer roundup. Actually, I don't think I'll do that much, so maybe it'll be Leicester and Man U. I'll see. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you're as buzzed about FM17 as I am. It's going to be amazing. It is amazing. And yeah, thank you for watching. See you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.